Okay, so what does make a good survey? Well, we've already established that you really need to know what you're going to use it for. Now, why do you care what you're going to use it for? Well, let's say I'm a big ice cream manufacturer and I just want to know what flavors people like, so maybe I might want to introduce a new flavor that I don't manufacture or produce, and maybe I might want to decide on a different distribution. If I find people are going to Braum's more than they're going to the grocery store, maybe I want to try and develop that as a potential market. Now, if I own a small ice cream store and I only have room in my display case for maybe 5 tubs of ice cream, then what I really want to know is what are the 5 most popular flavors. And one problem that we have is I ask several people not only, well, what kind of ice cream do you like, but where do you buy it? Because that matters. Because if I'm one of those people who buy at a grocery store, you really don't care what kind of ice cream I like, because I'm not walking into your store anyway. So that becomes a problem. So we really want to know too, all right, I happen to really like Haagen-Dazs chocolate chip, but I am allergic to ice cream. So I really don't eat it that often. So what we really care about is the person who comes into my little store, how often they come in, and whether or not they buy my flavor of ice cream that I'm going to be able to carry. So if they like pistachio, and really not too many people do, I'm probably not going to be able to offer pistachio. So I might even want to know, well, what's your second favorite flavor? Because if I don't offer anything you like, then if mom and dad want to go and you don't, then you're not going to go eat ice cream. And that might actually discourage them from coming in. So there's all sorts of things that you have to think about when you're making up a good survey. Now, one thing when you finally get all your information that you think you want to ask people, and so you finalized your survey, the second step is to actually decide, well, who are you going to ask? Because the truth is, I could walk around Richland's campus and ask everybody here whether they eat ice cream and where they eat ice cream. And unfortunately, if my store is located 2 miles away from Richland's campus or Brookhaven's campus, those people may or may not come to my store. The other thing to keep in mind, much more important actually, is that a college campus has a very limited type of person. Now, if I'm doing music, this might be what we call the demographic group that I would want to cater to. On the other hand, we might not get the variety of people that eat ice cream. And this is a common problem. If I went around Richland or Brookhaven and asked, who would you vote for? Okay, well, that's great. But if I actually took a broader view, we may not have as many elderly people who go to college as we do young people. So we need to keep that in mind too. And that's called our demographic group. Now, we can't obviously ask everybody. So we have to pick a small sample group. And so that's another thing you have to decide. What's your sample group going to look like? Is it going to include everybody? Is it going to try and be as broad as possible, as diverse a group as possible? Well, hopefully, we're going to pick a broad group.